Hi guys! Today we are gonna talk about the time when Ippo did fight the famous character Joe YABUKI, a boxer that did make history for the boxing manga genre. Now to do the fight, the authors and the staff did a simulated computer fight between the two, using, if you can notice by the image in the pages, the Hajime no Ippo PSP game as a base simulation. Not gonna lie, it would have been pretty cool if they did let in the original game even Joe YABUKI, like they did in this occasion. Now let's see the parameter for each other, before starting to comment the fight. We got Ippo with 22 fights, 21 wins, 1 loss, and 21 KO, pretty impressive if I might say, with 56 kilograms of weight, and 164 centimeters of height. In comparison, we got Joe with 25 fights, 19 wins, 5 losses, 19 KO, with 53 kilograms of weight, and 169 centimeters of height, so more losses than Ippo, but you have to count. He even got more hard fights than Ippo in his Kara. I don't want to spoiler, but I think you get me. And he even has 8 centimeters of more reach, and 5 more in height than Ippo. In exchange, Ippo weighs 3 more kilograms, being a featherweight, and not a bantamweight like Joe. Before starting the fight simulation, the two respective authors say they are very excited to see the outcome of this fight, and congratulate each other. The venue for the clash is Korakuen Hall, by the way. And so then it begins. We start with Ippo that slowly closed the distance while tightening his guard as if he is waiting for his opponent to move. Even though Joe is a hard puncher, this peekaboo style is hard to break even for him. Just as Joe pulls his right jab, Ippo quickly sneaks into his defensive position with his arms, and attacks. However, Joe deflects with his upper body and dodge it, and he is able to land a sharp counter. Joe show an aggressive attack from the start, countering Ippo's step in. The authors agree that this round should be given to YABUKI Joe. In the second round, we still see Joe pressing with his counterattacks, by cornering Ippo into the corner with his guard open, and hitting him with a big left hook, that makes Ippo go down and touch the canvas. The second round ends, and we can see that Joe's face is a bit tired, because his physical strength wears out quickly, because of weight control. In round 3, Joe is taken by surprise, by Ippo's fist for the first time, stunned by the damage. This gives Ippo the occasion to regain his original sharpness in his movements. He drives Joe into the ropes, and instantly gets to work, by using powerful moves, overwhelming Joe, and finally showing his true potential. At some point Ippo exposes himself too much, and Joe dodges his right hook, and hits Ippo with an explosive right counter. It is powerful enough to make Ippo blown away all the way backwards, and with that Ippo goes down again. Morikawa comments by saying that at some points Ippo lost his defense, and was too exposed, giving Joe a very good counterpuncher the perfect opportunity. Ippo manages to stand up before the 10 count anyway. And with this, we start the fourth round. Joe wants to keep his momentum going, and manages to hit Ippo, at the beginning, with a strong straight. Ippo does his best to try to hold on, but in the end he falls on his butt. After standing up, Ippo closed the distance immediately, despite his down moments ago, and hits Joe with a powerful upper left fist, knocking Joe down, and even when Joe is falling, he tries to hit him with a gazelle punch. Finally Joe is down, for the first time in the match. Ippo, who has strong muscles, suddenly turned the situation around with a blow full of destructive power, like he always does in his own manga if you think about it. And just like this the fourth round ends. In the 1-minute interval, before the start of the next round, we can see that the look of each other's faces is way more fatigued now, after the violent exchange they did have. Joe seems to be the one that has taken a bit more damage, probably the last powerful punches of Ippo really took a toll on him. In the fifth round Ippo and Joe continue to attack each other fiercely, so much that the authors comment, that is nerve-wracking to watch. Tetsuya, the author for Joe's manga, says that anyway it goes, he hopes that Ippo does his best. The tension now it's really high, because both Ippo and Joe are tired, and are going at each other with full force, so every punch could be the last for victory or defeat. At this point Joe uses one of his signature pose. The no guard. As he lets his hands go down, providing him with minimum defense but giving him more free space to use a counters. As he does that, Ippo flinches, as the aura around Joe just changed. And when the two are just close enough to punch each other, Ippo takes a step forward, bending his upper body, almost touching the mat. From there, he raises his fist, smashing it into Joe's jaw. Joe tries to stay on his feet, and lifts his upper body, but he falls forward and the battle is decided. Ippo is the winner, concluding the match with a powerful Joffrey uppercut. in just 5 rounds 2 minutes and 52 seconds with a wonderful KO. Tetsuya commented the fight by saying that he was impressed by how powerful it was to see. There was really a unique atmosphere, considering all the details added, like the facial expressions, muscles, and all the other things into the simulation fight. Morikawa, the creator of Ippo, say that Tetsuya is right, and he gets it, and he is very satisfied with the result, and how the two characters stood to each other, face to face, with Joe being very angry with his face, like he really is in the manga. He concludes by saying that is sorry for Joe. But surprisingly, our story does not finish there. Because the staff magazine, just before official simulation with the respective authors, they did 100 simulations fights between Ippo and Joe, to be even more sure to see if Ippo is really the strongest. The result is Joe YABUKI with 43 wins, and Ippo MAKUNOICHI with 57 wins. They say that based of this result, we can deduct that both of the characters are almost in par with each other, in terms of ability. However, considering that Joe is 2 weight classes lighter, Ippo has a big advantage. They even give us a little peek on some of this fight simulation, allowing us to see the best moments, like in the 28 fight, when Joe doesn't know what to do, when he is confronted by Ippo's special move, the Dempsey roll causing him to go down. Or in the 37 match when Joe is fighting at the edge of the rope ring, one of his favorite tactics, making use of the recoil on the ropes, and striking Ippo with a powerful counter. At last, they say we can find all the simulation fights posted on the Shonen magazine site. This article it's old, so I tried to search but I didn't find them. In conclusion, it was really an interesting event seeing the two main boxer, of 2 famous manga, battle each other in a somewhat of accurate simulation. It was really interesting. I am of the opinion that, like the simulation have showed, Ippo should be the strongest of the two, considering the big advantage of power and weight class. Please use the comment section to let me know if you think Joe should have won, and let me know why. And that is all for today. Thanks for seeing the video, and don't forget to subscribe.